The year is 1997. A young actor and his childhood friend write a screenplay about a troubled math genius. That screenplay wins them an Oscar and launches one of the most versatile careers in Hollywood history. But here's the thing. Matt Damon has been in over 50 films spanning 4 decades, and most people only remember a handful. From math prodigies to stranded astronauts, from trained assassins to corporate whistleblowers. I'm going to break down every Matt Damon movie in chronological order, explain what made each one special, and reveal the 3 distinct career phases that transformed him from a bit player to one of the highest grossing actors of all time. Matt Damon isn't just an actor, although he's a writer, producer, and one of the most bankable stars in Hollywood history. His films have grossed over $3.88 billion at the North American box office alone. But what makes Damon unique is his ability to balance massive blockbusters with smaller, critically acclaimed films, sometimes in the same year. So let's start at the very beginning, with a teenage Matt Damon and his first taste of the big screen. Matt Damon's career begins in 1988 with exactly one line in the romantic comedy Mystic Pizza. He was just 18 years old. 4 years later, in 1992, he landed a supporting role in School Ties, a drama about anti-Semitism at a prep school. This is where Damon first worked with his future Good Will Hunting co-star, Ben Affleck. In 1993, Damon appeared in Geronimo, an American Legend, followed by the TV film The Good Old Boys in 1995. These were small roles, but they were building blocks for what was coming. 1996 marked Damon's first significant roles with Glory Days and, more importantly, Courage Under Fire, where he played a traumatized Gulf War medic. For this role, Damon lost 40 pounds through a self-supervised crash diet that damaged his health for years. This dedication caught the attention of director Francis Ford Coppola, who cast him in 1997's The Rainmaker. But it was another 1997 film that would change everything. Good Will Hunting. The film Damon co-wrote with Ben Affleck about a janitor at MIT who happens to be a mathematical genius. The script took years to get made, with Damon and Affleck fighting to star in their own creation. The gamble paid off. The film was a critical and commercial success, earning 9 Oscar nominations and winning 2 Best Supporting Actor for Robin Williams and Best Original Screenplay for Damon and Affleck. This launched Damon into the Hollywood stratosphere, and 1998 brought 2 more iconic roles. Private James Ryan in Steven Spielberg's Saving Private, Ryan and card shark Mike McDermott in Rounders. Damon closed out the decade with Kevin Smith's religious comedy Dogma and the psychological thriller The Talented Mr. Ripley, where he played the charming but deadly Tom Ripley, proving he could excel as both hero and villain. The 2000s saw Matt Damon transform from a promising young actor into a genuine Hollywood superstar, but it didn't start smoothly. The decade began with 2 underperforming films, The Legend of Bagger Vance and All the Pretty Horses. After the highs of Good Will Hunting, Damon was at risk of becoming another flash-in-the-pan Oscar winner. Then came 2001's Ocean's 11, where Damon joined an all-star cast led by George Clooney and Brad Pitt. This Steven Soderbergh heist film revitalized Damon's commercial appeal and began a fruitful collaboration with Soderbergh that would span multiple films. But the true game changer came in 2002 with the Bourne Identity. As amnesiac assassin Jason Bourne, Damon reinvented himself as an action star, something few would have predicted from the cerebral writer of Good Will Hunting. The Bourne franchise would become Damon's most recognizable role, spanning 5 films, though he only appears in 4, and revolutionizing the action genre with its gritty realism and handheld camera work. Throughout the 2000s, Damon balanced his blockbuster commitments with more experimental work. In 2002, he starred in Jerry, an avant-garde film with minimal dialogue directed by Gus Van Sant. In 2003, he showed his comedic chops in the Farrelly brothers' Stuck on You. He even made memorable cameos in films like Eurotrip and Jersey Girl, proving he didn't take himself too seriously despite his growing star power. The mid-2000s saw Damon collaborate with some of the greatest directors in Hollywood. He worked with Terry Gilliam in The Brothers Grimm, Stephen Gaghan in the geopolitical thriller Syriana, and Robert De Niro in the CIA origin story The Good Shepherd. But his most acclaimed role of this period came in Martin Scorsese's The Departed, where he played the duplicitous Colin Sullivan. The film won Best Picture, and Damon's performance as a villain hiding in plain sight showcased his range. The decade closed with Damon cementing his status as both a commercial and critical darling. He completed the Bourne and Ocean's trilogies, starred as a whistleblower in Steven Soderbergh's The Informant, and portrayed rugby player Francois Pienaar in Clint Eastwood's Invictus. The 2000s saw Matt Damon enter a new phase of his career, one where he could pick and choose his roles with the confidence of an established star. He began the decade with 3 films in 2010, the Iraq War thriller Green Zone, the supernatural drama Hereafter, and a supporting role in the Coen brothers' remake of True Grit. In 2011, Damon showed his versatility with 3 wildly different films: the sci-fi romance The Adjustment Bureau, the viral outbreak thriller Contagion, and the family drama We Bought a Zoo. Contagion deserves special mention. Its realistic portrayal of a global pandemic became eerily prescient during the COVID-19 outbreak nearly a decade later. After co-writing and starring in the fracking drama Promised Land in 2012, Damon took on one of his most transformative roles in 2013's Behind the Candelabra. Playing Liberace's lover Scott Thorson, Damon showed he was willing to take risks that many A-list stars would avoid. That same year, he starred in Neil Blomkamp's dystopian sci-fi film Elysium, continuing to balance smaller character-driven projects with big-budget spectacles. 2014 brought The Monuments Men and a small but pivotal role in Christopher Nolan's Interstellar. But it was 2015's The Martian that gave Damon one of his most beloved characters. As stranded astronaut Mark Watney, Damon earned his 3rd acting Oscar nomination and created a character that perfectly balanced humor, intelligence, and vulnerability. The Martian grossed over $630 million worldwide and reaffirmed Damon's box office power. After returning to the role of Jason Bourne in 2016, Damon faced his first major career misstep with 2017's The Great Wall, a film criticized for whitewashing and its use of the white savior trope. He followed this with 2 more underperforming films, George Clooney's Suburbicon and Alexander Payne's Downsizing. For the first time in years, Damon seemed to be in a slump. But he bounced back in 2019 with Ford v Ferrari, a critically acclaimed racing drama co-starring Christian Bale. The film reminded audiences of Damon's ability to bring depth to seemingly straightforward characters. The 2000s have seen Matt Damon continue to evolve as an actor, taking on more mature roles that reflect his status as a Hollywood veteran. In 2021, he starred in Stillwater as an Oklahoma oil worker trying to exonerate his daughter from a murder charge in France. The film drew controversy for its loose inspiration from the Amanda Knox case, but Damon's performance was widely praised. That same year, he reunited with his Good Will Hunting co-writer Ben Affleck for The Last Duel, a historical drama they co-wrote and starred in, directed by Ridley Scott. This marked their first screenplay collaboration since their Oscar win 24 years earlier. Also, in 2021, Damon made a brief but memorable appearance in Steven Soderbergh's crime film No Sudden Move, continuing their long-standing collaboration. 2023 brought 2 more significant roles: Air, which reunited him with Ben Affleck, now directing, and Christopher Nolan's epic Oppenheimer, where Damon played General Leslie Groves, the military head of the Manhattan Project. Oppenheimer became one of the highest-grossing and most acclaimed films of 2023, adding another prestigious project to Damon's already impressive resume. Now, the performance that critics universally agree is Matt Damon's best. While Good Will Hunting launched him and The Martian showcased his charisma, it's his role as Tom Ripley in The Talented Mr. Ripley that is most often cited as his finest acting work. The combination of charm, menace, vulnerability, and calculation Damon brought to this character revealed depths that even his Oscar-winning screenplay hadn't demonstrated. If you enjoyed this chronological journey through an actor's career, let me know in the comments which actor you'd like to see me cover next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.